On a clear October morning in 2012, 50-year-old Toni Henthorn and her husband Harold set out for a hike in Colorado's Rocky Mountain National Park. It was a belated celebration of their 12th wedding anniversary. Toni, a respected ophthalmologist from Denver, had little experience with hiking and was hesitant about the trip, but she trusted Harold, who presented himself as an outdoorsman and devoted partner. That trust would cost her everything. Later that day, a 911 call was made from Harold's phone. He reported that Toni had fallen from a cliff during their hike near Deer Mountain. When emergency responders reached the remote area, they found Toni's body 140 feet below a rocky ledge. She had suffered fatal injuries. Harold claimed she had been taking a photo when she slipped and fell. Though the terrain was treacherous, something about the circumstances felt off to the park rangers. Toni's brother Barry had long been concerned about Harold. He had noticed controlling behavior and secrecy over the years. Toni's family was shocked to learn after her death that she had no access to her own bank accounts, and that Harold had taken out multiple life insurance policies on her, totaling nearly $5 million. As investigators began digging into Harold's past, they uncovered a disturbing pattern. This was not the first time tragedy had struck one of Harold's wives. In 1995, Harold's first wife, Lynn, had died in what was also ruled an accident. According to Harold, a beam had fallen on her while they were working on a cabin. She was crushed and died at the scene. He had received a large insurance payout. At the time, no charges were filed. But in light of Toni's death, authorities re-examined that case as well. Evidence continued to mount. Investigators found that the GPS on Harold's phone showed he had taken Toni to a remote, unmarked trail with no cell service. Park staff testified that he had asked detailed questions weeks earlier about isolated locations with steep cliffs. He also failed to call 911 for over an hour after the fall, and gave conflicting accounts about where he had been standing when Toni fell. Perhaps most damning was the fact that Harold had removed Toni's phone from her possession before the hike, and had texted from her account afterward, pretending everything was fine. In 2015, Harold Henthorn was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. At trial, prosecutors presented a clear motive: financial gain and control. They argued that Harold had carefully planned Toni's death to look like an accident. Expert testimony explained that her injuries did not match a simple fall, and there was no evidence of her slipping. The jury found the evidence overwhelming. Harold Henthorn was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in federal prison without parole. He remains incarcerated and continues to maintain his innocence.